innovative treatment possible. And that exists today with Survive It.
This is Matt Ellefson, and he is a Sioux Falls businessman, a 6-time survivor of lung cancer, and he created and founded Survive It, and the entire theme for the ball game tonight is sac cancer, and there's a fundraiser going on later on in the broadcast. They will have an announcement as to the dollars raised for this tonight. We'll take it back down to the field. This is Matt Ellefson.
To rate their level of care from 0 to 5 stars and write a review. Much like Yelp, much like TripAdvisor and some of those other great apps do. We do the same thing, only we rate cancer centers. So when you're diagnosed, you know where to go. And you know how to tackle it. And you're armed with the tools to face it in the most effective way. And we can't do it alone. We need help from great people like you, because we need the resources to be able to reach more. You know, in America alone, there's 1,600 people die of cancer every single day. Every day. And globally, 22,000 people die of cancer every single day. We want to reach them. We want to reach all of them. We want to direct them with the resources they deserve to get the very best in cancer care. And please, if you can help us in any way by buying raffle tickets, seeing anyone with a green shirt like what I have on, and buy raffle tickets, visit our silent auction table. We have some great items there. Or just go to surviveit.org. If you go to surviveit.org and just give us $10 a month, $10 a month, that's 2 cups of coffee a month. We can reach 10 people in a year's time, 10 more people, because we're such a low-cost venue or mobile platform. We can reach 10 more people that are confused and need direction. So thanks again for everything you do. Thanks to the Storm fans, and I want to say to the Storm team, let's go sack cancer.
And that was Matt Ellefson, Sioux Falls businessman and 6-time survivor of lung cancer. He created and founded Survive It, and that's what the entire theme of this game tonight, fundraising for Survive It with the theme of sac cancer. Also tonight, the first 1,000 kids under 12 received a free Sioux Falls Storm replica jersey, and that's courtesy of Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll take it down the field. We'll get ready for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. At this time, I always send a special shout out to my buddy Reed and his 2 sons that served our country so well in the Special Forces, and to all that are serving, both men and women, at home and abroad. We must never forget our troops, and we must never forget why they are serving. Godspeed until you're all safely home. Tonight it's the Sioux Falls Storm and the Cedar Rapids Titans. Rich Rossi along with Nate Shire for the broadcast. Other games going on tonight, and there are some dandies. We're going to be keeping a close track of the Iowa Barnstormers playing down at the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. Those two are the other two of the three teams in the race for the two playoff spots in the United Conference. We'll also keep you informed of Green Bay at Nebraska, Cedar Rapids at Sioux Falls. We'll have the stats for you throughout all of that, and also the game with Salt Lake Screaming Eagles in their ball game tonight also, as Salt Lake checking on that. They're taking on the Arizona Rattlers. That game's going to be starting an hour later. Right now, Kerry Radowitz, the referee, getting ready to call the captains onto the field. Again, the Sioux Falls Storm, home team, they're going to be dressed in their all gray uniforms, special uniforms tonight for Survive It. And then also they are trimmed in purple. Something different for the Sioux Falls Storm, outlined in white. And the Cedar Rapids Titans, black pants, blue jerseys, black numerals. And again, if I have trouble getting these numbers to you, my apologies. I will say that I will have problems all night long. Captains are coming out onto the field, getting ready for the coin toss. Referee Kerry Radowitz and his crew, very seasoned officiating crew, and we'll take it down to the field.
Who's calling it? What's the call going to be? Tails. Tails is the call. This guy's heads, that's a tail. All right, so flip it, let it hit the ground. It's a tail. Yeah, so your choice. You're going to defer?
Rolandon Deuce Finch the second. They call him Deuce because he is the second. He's a running back, 5'10", 215 pounds, out of Boston College. Played for the Storm in 2015 back. He's had a couple games with the Storm, and he's had about 15 yards in rushing with one touchdown. Defensively for the Cedar Rapids Titans, they'll send up Jordan Whitcliffe as a defensive back along with Antoine Johnson.
All right, Storm fans, are you ready for some football?
And Taylor.
It's time for Sioux Falls Storm football. Everybody up
Cedar Rapids
on your feet.
Giorgetti out of
Let me hear some thunder.
And back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm, Jonathan Epps will be the deep back, and also back there will be Snoop Blackman. Here's the kick, high end over and kick, deep against the boards. It's going to be brought up. Takes it to the center, across the 5, got the 10, got some room, 15, cuts it to the right side, 20, 25, 20, 15, 10, one brand to beat, slides into the end zone, touchdown! A kick return for a touchdown for Jonathan Epps. Holy
it's a
Storm
touchdown!
That was quite the run and quite the blocking from their special teams unit.
All right, fans, all season long, the Storm scores a touchdown. One entire row of fans will win a free single scoop dish or cake cone from Culver's. Our lucky winners right now are seated in section 102, row R. Congratulations from Culver's, and welcome to Delicious.
Justin Saravaca onto the field to try the point after. He is the leading scorer for the Sioux Falls Storm. He has 104 points scored out of South Dakota State University. 85% PAT kicker out of the hold of Lorenzo Brown. The long snapper is going to be Hermanson. There's the kick by Saravaca. It is up and is good. And the Sioux Falls start this at their own 12-yard line. Now Barnes at quarterback. Trips to the left side, one through the box. Fakes the handoff inside. Carnes is going to keep it, goes to the right side, and pushed out of bounds by Snoop Blackman. Loss on the play, back to about the 10-yard line, loss of 2.
But that was really great coverage. I mean, he had nowhere to go, and the Storm defense did a really good job of getting right to the ball immediately.
Carnes with the quarterback keeper.
6'1", 205.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 11 for the Cedar Rapids Titans.
Passing touchdowns. Cedar Rapids really likes to throw the football. Deuce receivers split wide, both sides, 2 deep. They both go in motion. Back to pass is Carnes. With time, fires it across the middle. Oh, but picked off. Oh, my. It went right through the hands of Tyler Knight, and he could have had a pick right at about the 18-yard line, incomplete.
And he had pressure. The Storm defensive line is
pass
really
intended for one of the Cedar Rapids Titans, and it falls.
And if you look at the center,
brings up 3rd down.
Snap back to the quarterback. He just
I can hear you.
You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by First Premier Bank. Now Carnes puts motion on both sides. There's the snap. He's back to pass. Fires to the left side. Ball's tipped up in the air. Goes from one player to another. He makes the reception. It's going to be a gain of about 4 yards out to about the 14-yard line. And one of
Pickup of only 4 on the play brings up 4th down. Through a special raffle sale tonight, watch for volunteers wearing the green Survive It Cancer t-shirts, or stop and visit the Storm Fan Info table near the front lobby at the main entrance to purchase your raffle tickets.
There's still some discussion about where the ball should go. I thought it was always, if it went out of bounds, you got it where it crossed out of bounds line, unless it was inside the 5. But they're going to put it at the 20-yard line.
It was a deep kick, I know that, but not know that it went that deep.
So the Sioux Falls Storm leading by a score of 7-0. They have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Lorenzo Brown puts one through the box, but he's going to give the handoff. Goes there to Deuce Finch. Finch is going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Struggles, but still going to be rammed out of bounds, making first contact. And I can't read the number. I think
Carliff Taylor.
Carliff Taylor, yes.
Yep.
Finch with the carry, no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 11 for your Sioux Falls Storm.
320 pounds, oh my. He's at nose tackle. And he and Rashad Mungro going to be quite well acquainted before the game is over. Fakes the handoff. It's going to be a keeper by Lorenzo Brown. Cuts inside of a tackler. Spins out. Takes about 9 yards.
Brown with the quarterback keeper. Pickup of 10 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and a long one for your Sioux Falls Storm.
A loss of about a yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, just as I was saying pregame, Coach Riggs slowing it down a little bit with 2 runs back to back like that for those newer wide receivers.
Well, now it's set up 3rd down and short. 3rd down and about a yard to go. This time Lorenzo Brown will be under center. He'll put one through the box. He gives the handoff, and it goes there to Epps. Epps takes the 1st down all the way down inside the 15. Going to mark it against the boards at about the 13-yard line.
Epps with the carry.
Gain of 8.
Pickup of 7 on the play.
Ready for that motion.
carry. Pickup of 9 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 1 for your Sioux Falls Storm.
So it's going to be at the Cedar Rapids 4-yard line. Less than a yard to go. 2nd down. 9:40 to play. First quarter. Storm leading by a score of 7-0. Rich Frosty along with Nate Shire in the broadcast for you. Now splitting to the right side. Shuford. Deep right is going to be Willis. And going through the boxes, Epps. Handoff goes instead to Deuce Finch. Deuce Finch going to be hit in the hole. Falls forward.
Finch with a carry.
A bit of a gain. As coming up
pick
to
up a 3 on the play.
Again at big nose tackle, Khalif Taylor.
And that brings up another Sioux Falls fan. Sioux Falls Storm!
Definitely move.
Thank you.
There's a number 10 out there, I believe, but I can't tell for sure if that is his number on the roster. 2nd down and 1st down and goal is going to be a toss. Goes left side, goes there to Finch. He takes it down. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown. Left side.
Storm touchdown! All season long, when the Storm scores a touchdown, one entire row of fans will win a free single scoop dish or cake cone from Culver's. Our lucky winners right now are seated in section 101, row G. Congratulations from Culver's and welcome to Delicious.
So now the Sioux Falls Storm up on top 13-0 with 8:13. Clock is counting in the first quarter. Saravatka on the field to try the point after out of the hold of Lorenzo Brown. Good snap, well placed. There's the kick. It's up and it's good. And Saravatka 2 for 2.
It's good.
Touchdowns, and the Sioux Falls Storm lead.
And congratulations, Storm fans, with that touchdown. Our friends at Domino's just awarded you another $1 off towards the purchase of a large Domino's pizza at regular menu price. Just bring your Storm game ticket to any Sioux Falls area Domino's location to take advantage of your special savings. Storm fans, thanks to Scott's Lumber and Supply Company, you can take part in the popular Thunderbolt Toss promotion that comes your way at halftime. One lucky winner tonight will receive a signed Storm game football. Purchase as many contest footballs as needed. On sale now at the Thunderbolt Toss table, located on the main concourse behind section 103. 100% of proceeds of tonight's will benefit Survivor.
And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Fireplace Professionals, along with Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. Rich Frosty, along with Nate Shire at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The Sioux Falls Storm put together a 4-play drive.
The Storm wish to salute our friends at Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning for their fantastic sponsorship of the Storm Kids Jersey Giveaway promotion. Thanks to these two great Storm partners, 1,000 kids at tonight's game received a free Storm replica jersey. Thank you to Waterbury Company and Coleman.
Very low scoring game thus far down in Wichita Falls, Texas. Now Sarabaka puts up the kick, and it's going to be Jones on the right side, 2 yards deep, goes up the right to the 5, to the 10, slips out to about the 16-yard line, finally tackled there by Hermanson. Brian Hermanson's son, Matt Hermanson. Brian, of course, is the defensive coordinator with the Sioux Falls Storm. Storm defense has been outstanding this year, Nate, as they have limited teams in their scoring to only 29 points a contest. The defense has been stifling.
Yeah, that is very impressive and not what Cedar Rapids wants to hear. They typically start off the first quarter extremely slow in most of their games.
Yeah, the Titans outscored by their opponents in the first quarter, 109-64 this year. Now Carnes, receivers deep on both sides. They go in motion. Here's the blitz. He throws it across the middle. Reception made for little gain, and finally going to be drugged down. As coming in there to make the stop defensively for the Sioux Falls Storm, Corey Henry and others. I think Tyler Knight also in on coverage, gain of about a yard. So this drive starts at the 16-yard line of Cedar Rapids. They pick up about a yard, working from the left side half. Now Hollenbeck splits to the right side, also 2 deep on the right. And 1 running back in the backfield with Carnes, 2 in motion to the right side. Back to pass Carnes. He's back to pass, flush from the pocket, goes left. Now he's going to run. He's at the 20. Flag comes out. Now he dumps it off, throws it way ahead.
Penalty marker on the play.
2 flags come out. Carnes, I think, made a mistake there, but possibly it's also going to be offensive holding by the lineman.
Yeah, definitely with the Storm's pressure from the defensive line, I can definitely see some jersey stretching in the trenches.
Now, all the years that you played offensive line with the Sioux Falls Storm, I don't think you ever got called for holding.
Well, maybe once or twice on accident.
Pass across the line of scrimmage. Those passes, flat. Second down.
So offsetting penalties, an illegal twist by the defense, and then an illegal forward pass by Brian Carnes, the quarterback, and that's going to nullify that. It's going to be second down. Second down and 9 from the Cedar Rapids 17-yard line. Carnes motion both sides, gets a snap. Quick snap across the middle, throws behind the intended receiver. That was Hollenbeck. And Hollenbeck never even looked back for it. The pass behind him. Possibly a pass intended farther upfield.
Down. Storm fans, I said it's third down. You know what that means. I can't hear you.
Proficient in third down. Making it up on third down. 2 in motion to the right side. Here's the blitz by the Storm. Carnes steps up, avoids the blitz. He's got a little bit of room to run. He's got the first down, 25 to the 20 to the 15, and finally rolled down at about the 12-yard line. But Brian Carnes, the leading rusher for the Cedar Rapids Titans with 166, cranks off a good carry, takes it from the 17 all the way down to the Sioux Falls Storm 12.
And that was tough for the Storm defense when he broke into the open there. Fields had a really good opportunity to take him down and decided to try to lay the hit rather than wrap him up. Probably got a couple extra yards out of that.
21-yard carry by Brian Carnes. Sets him up first down and 10 from the Storm 12-yard line. Boom, what a hit! Going around the left side, and that was Jones. Got hit and his hat went straight up in the air, and no gain of the play. Actually gained him about a yard and a half. Oh my.
Yeah, that was quite the hit coming around the corner like that.
Even on the replay, the crowd went, ooh, again. Gain of 2, second down and about 8 yards to go for the Cedar Rapids Titans. Deepest penetration into Storm territory of the evening at the Storm 10-yard line. Can pick up his first down at about the 2. 2 in motion. Carnes back to pass. Throws it for the end zone. 2 receivers there. One-handed attempt. Incomplete, as coming up to break that one up for the Sioux Falls Storm was Snoop Blackman. And the receiver tried to bring it in. That was Hollenbeck, but incomplete. That would have been an acrobatic catch had he made it.
Yeah, definitely a one-handed grab at that. The throws have not really been in line from Carnes tonight. It's surprising with his proficiency at that position.
Coming in the ball game, 1,837 yards passing. Now Carnes sets it up, trips to the right side, 2 in motion. There's the snap, third down and 8. Carnes throws end zone behind the receiver, threw into double coverage as he tried to get it downfield. And I believe that was to Franklin Williamson. Incomplete. It's going to bring up fourth down and 8.
And I'm wondering how much of the Storm secondary is really playing a factor here with Carnes' head. He almost tends to be forcing these passes in and throwing them all at 100 miles an hour. The finesse just doesn't seem to be there tonight.
Right now the Titans trailing the Storm by a score of 14-0. Trips to the right side. One running back to the left of Carnes gets a shotgun snap. From the pocket, shuffle passes it, gets it ahead, gets it there to, I believe he got that to Hayes. Hayes out of the backfield out of Monmouth University. Takes it down. It was a fourth down play. short of the first down. The Storm going to take over on downs at the 3-yard line. And with that, timeout in the field. We'll pause. 2:55 to play first quarter. Storm leading 14-0. We're going to pause for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Billion Hyundai right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9.
As the weather changes, so do your plans for the hour, the day, and the week. You can expect the KSFY Severe Weather Team to bring you the most accurate forecasts, giving you early warnings when the weather gets rough and how long the storms last. With over 50 years of combined experience, you can expect more with the KSFY Severe Weather Team.
All right, the Storm would like to thank 92.5 KTWB FM Big Country Radio for their sponsorship as media partner tonight of tonight's jersey giveaway, promotion, and for more support of Storm football all season long.
Company along with Beal Distributing and Budweiser. It is 14-0. The Sioux Falls Storm defense has just held on downs. Storm leading in this contest over the Cedar Rapids Titans. And the Storm now have the ball first down and 10 at their own 3-yard line. 2:47 to play in this first quarter. Storm again up 14-0. Lorenzo Brown, Poop, Deuce Finch in the backfield behind him, one through the box. Takes the handoff, back to pass, Lorenzo Brown going for the home run downfield. Caught, and it's going to be Shuford. Brings it in with a over-the-shoulder kick at the 15-yard line. Tackle.
And that brings up another Sioux Falls Fed. Sioux Falls Storm! Thank you.
And Eric Shuford out of the University of South Dakota just signed a couple weeks ago. Does not have a receiving touchdown. He has about 10 yards in receiving. Also has carried the ball for about 17 yards. Has 3 rushing touchdowns. Now Shuford will be in the slot to the right side. Pinch in the backfield. Under center is Lorenzo Brown. Brown gives it going through the box. There was Willis. He takes it down and going to be tackled right at about the 1-yard line. As good job done defensively there was B.J. Lowry.
Yeah, and Lowry almost looked.
Brings up second down and goal.
Surprised that they snapped the ball. He came around the corner with the ball and almost looked like, oh, well, he has it.
All motion went to the right side. They countered it through the box with Willis. And picked up 9 yards. Now the Storm second down and goal from the 1-yard line. Lorenzo Brown has Finch to his right. 2 in motion right side. Finch gets the handoff. Oh, he's going to be wrapped up and pulled backwards as Carleaf Taylor again making a stop. And he's that big and nose guard, 6'2", 320.
And if he gets a piece of anybody, they are not going to continue to move.
So now the Storm set up third down. Third down and goal still from about the 1-yard line, leading the Titans by a score of 14-0. Now this time Lorenzo Brown will put trips to the right side. Shotgun formation. As he has Epps split deep to the left side. And he has Willis deep on the right side. Willis will come through the box. Takes the handoff. Lorenzo Brown keeps it. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Lorenzo Brown. Lorenzo Brown getting his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And he carried that in from 1 yard out. And the Sioux Falls Storm move up on top 20-0. And checking on that score down to Wichita Falls, it is the Iowa Barnstormers 14 and the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. Just got an update on this from Nate. Great job, good pickup, Nate. Terrell Clinkscales is number 10. Terrell Clinkscales is number 10 for the Titans. Here's the point after touchdown by Saravatka. It is no good. It is no good. 2 of 3 in this contest. We've got a media timeout coming. It is 20-0. The Sioux Falls Storm with the lead over the Cedar Rapids Titans. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Institute along with Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital right here on Kelo News Talk, AM 1320, FM 107.9. We'll be back in 1 minute.
If you like to bowl, roll on into Eastway Bowl. Hey, wait a minute. Eastway Bowl is more than just bowling. It's a full of fun entertainment center. There's many things to do. Games, and more games, plus food. Great food. Come into our full-service sports bar and grill where you'll find terrific drinks with our popular late-night specials. Watch all your favorite sporting events at Eastway. Visit our website to make your bowling reservations and find out more about the full fun experience. Eastway Bowl and Entertainment Center, where there's something for everyone.
And welcome back to Storm Football. The end of the first quarter, the Storm leading 20-0. Update on the scores that we have. Nebraska leading over the Green Bay Blizzard by a score of 21-6. 21-6, again, Nebraska over Green Bay. And Iowa now leading over Wichita Falls 14-7. Wichita Falls has the ball to start the second quarter. Here are the stats of the first half. Lorenzo Brown 1 of 1 in passing, 37 yards. Carnes 3 of 7 for the Titans, 12 yards. Neither one with a passing touchdown. Total offense, Sioux Falls Storm 77 yards, 33 yards for Cedar Rapids. Leading rusher for the Storm, Willis, 2 carries for a total of 18 yards. Leading carrier for Cedar Rapids, Brian Barnes, 2 carries for a total of 19. 20-0, the Sioux Falls Storm with the lead. Now, Nate, when you look at it from a perspective of Cedar Rapids, they got shell-shocked. The opening kickoff was a touchdown. They were 3 and out with their possession. The Storm marches, gets a touchdown. Storm defense holds once Cedar Rapids was in scoring position. The defense holds. Storm gets a touchdown on that. What does Cedar Rapids need to do now to get back into this game?
Take time off the clock and score. They just need to be patient, methodically go downfield, stop trying to force things, and look to get in the end zone. Not only do they need at least 1 touchdown, but I would say 2 before half, and if they could end the half with the ball, that would be key for them.
Because they'll start the second half with the football, and their defense needs to make a stop. Now, defensively, their defense gives up about 45 points a contest, but they have had games where they've done better than that. They need to get some confidence and get a stop on the Storm.
Yeah, and I definitely think Cedar Rapids knows they can make the stop. It's just turning around and putting the guys in the right position at those right times.
So now Saravatka getting ready to kick off, and back to receive is going to be Damon Powell. This one's up very high under the scoreboard, comes down to Powell at about the 2-yard line, up the center, veers to the right side. Now he reverses his direction. He's going to be brought down by Matt Hermanson. Oh my, Hermie on another tackle. Second leading tackler with the Sioux Falls Storm with 57.5 tackles. Also has 4.5 for loss. 3 interceptions on the year. That's Matt Hermanson, second year out of University of Montana. Now, go ahead there.
That was a great stop by Hermanson. If he didn't make that shoelace tackle, there was a lot of room to run.
So now with 14:54 to play in this second quarter, Sioux Falls Storm leading 20-0. Cedar Rapids has the ball, first down and 10. They're going to mark it at their own 7-yard line. Going to send Parmalee and Hollenbeck to the left side, also one in motion. Back to pass, Carnes. He's going to go deep down the center, way too far over the intended receiver, as trying to go downfield. There was Damon Powell. He's the leading receiver, has 13 touchdowns, long of 46 yards. This pass just out in front of him.
It almost looks as if he can't see his receivers, because that was a clear overthrow, and you know, with minimal contact downfield. I'm not sure if it's the height of the Storm defensive line that's just not allowing him to see over them.
Carnes is 6'1". The Storm defensive line goes 6'6", 6'2", and 6'4". Carnes, short drop, quick snap, gets a reception made, pushes forward out close to a first down as he gets across the 15 out to about the 17-yard line. And that was Hollenbeck that made the reception, third down and about a yard. Now that's a positive thing for Cedar Rapids. If they can get a first down, build some momentum.
Definitely.
It's at the 16-yard line of Cedar Rapids. They need a yard. It's third down and about a yard. Carnes back to pass. Going to go deep down the left side. Receiver there. Also Smith in coverage. And the Cedar Rapids wants a flag. They're not going to get it.
And that throw definitely had the distance. Again, it was just too far inside when the receiver was hugging the wall.
So now instead of picking up the third down conversion, now they're faced with fourth down. Fourth down at their own 16-yard line.
Terrible spot for Cedar Rapids to be in, fourth and short like this with a whole lot of field to go.
And their running game only averages about 3 yards a carry, but they could pick up a first down with just a yard here. Carnes to pass, throws it left side, reception caught for a first down up against the boards at about the 21-yard line of Cedar Rapids. And making that catch was Parmalee.
And this is exactly what Cedar Rapids needs to keep doing, is just make the short little plays, keep marching down the field instead of trying to go for that home run and quick score right away.
So now Parmalee will split deep on the right side. Hollenbeck split to the right. Also one receiver in the back, that's Williamson. Back to pass, no, it's going to be a handoff inside, and it's going to be Jones, and he's going to be wrapped up, no gain on the play. They'll give him forward progress, maybe to the line of scrimmage. But Jamiel Jones out of Kentucky Christian, 5'11", 195.
And with Tyler Knight in the background, as a linebacker for the Storm, I can see why they're not too interested in running the ball.
Tyler Knight, 874 tackles in his career with the Sioux Falls Storm. All-time leading tackler in the IFL. Leads the team this year, 79.5 tackles coming into this contest. Back to pass on 2nd and 10 is Carnes. He has some room to run. He throws instead, gets a receiver, and it's caught down at about the 10-yard line, and that is Hollenbeck. He's wrapped up by a couple of defenders. Is down there with Smith and Hermanson.
Hollenbeck does seem to be Carnes' go-to receiver tonight, but is finding a way to get open.
18-yard reception and a first down for the Cedar Rapids Titans. They're camped now at the Sioux Falls Storm 11-yard line, first down and 10, trailing the Storm 20-0. 10:43, or check that, 10:53 to play in this first half. Checking down in Wichita Falls, it is now tied at 14 with the Iowa Barnstormers. Now Carnes puts trips to the right side, 2 in motion. Fakes the handoff, throws it to the running back out of the backfield, makes the reception, and that was a good job, concentration there by Jamiel Jones, makes the reception good for about 5.
Yeah, as soon as he hit the boards, I thought for sure that ball might slip out, but he did a good job holding on to that.
Hermanson in the stop defensively for the Sioux Falls Storm. Also there, Elijah Fields. Fields, 6'2", 215-pounder out of the University of Pittsburgh. Now this time, Cedar Rapids up against the left side. Puts 2 over there, both in motion. Back to pass, Carnes throws, end zone, knocked down there by Watkins. As that pass intended downfield for Parmalee, but Carlton Watkins gets his second broken pass of the year.
Yeah, and Watkins was right there. Again, they've done a great job marching down the field here. They don't need to try to force something. They still had 2 downs at the time. I mean, take your time, don't force anything.
Now Parmalee and Hollenbeck to the right side. Parmalee is deep. Two receivers left. Hollenbeck, one of them, back to pass. Throws upfield, bounced out of his hands, incomplete. It had been short of a first down anyway as he got that to Parmalee at about the 4-yard line. Storm come in, big hits, knocks the ball down. Watkins and others on the stop. So now the Sioux Falls Storm on defense has set up Cedar Rapids 4th down and 5 from the 6-yard line. Cedar Rapids can get a first down at about a 1-yard line, trailing the Storm 20-0. Parmalee puts motion on both sides. He's back to pass with some time. He's going to run now. He's got some room. Veers it to the right side. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Cedar Rapids. As Brian Carnes saw everything closed off in the backfield, and he took on his horse, and he got the touchdown for Cedar Rapids from 6 yards out.
And with Cedar Rapids really abandoning the run game, it really is on Carnes' shoulder to find that open receiver every single play right now. You know, it'd be nice if they could get back to a little bit of a run game here.
That's the 4th rushing touchdown for Brian Carnes this season. And now Michael Giorgetti, point after touchdown attempt, puts it up, and it's going to be wide to the left side. Lots of pressure on him on that kick. And he got it off, but it went wide left. And the score stands. It's a Sioux Falls Storm 20 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. And we'll pause for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Craven Bar and Grill and Boyer Trucks right here on Kilo News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 1079. And welcome back to Storm Football, brought to you by First Premier Bank along with Fireplace Professionals. I'm Rick Rossi along with Nate Shire, and the Cedar Rapids Titans just put together a 9-play drive, 43 yards, 6:24 off the clock, as the quarterback Brian Carnes takes it in from 6 yards out. Point after touchdown by Giorgetti was no good, and the score stands. It's a Sioux Falls Storm 20 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. And we'll check on that score down in Wichita Falls, as the Iowa Barnstormers have scored in that contest, and they lead over the Nighthawks 21-14. 21-14. Checking on the score out in Grand Island, Nebraska. It is the Danger 28 and the Green Bay Blizzard 6. And Salt Lake is at Arizona. That ball game is going to get started in about 10 minutes. With the Sioux Falls Storm leading over the Cedar Rapids Titans 20-6. And the Titans, Michael Giorgetti getting ready to kick off, and back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm, Tay Willis. 5'8", 175 out of Southern Illinois University. Here's the kick. It's going to come down to Willis right at about the 1-yard line. He'll go up the center, veers it to the left side to the 10, 15. He had a kick return for a touchdown earlier. No, that was Jonathan Epps. But anyway, he returns it out to about the 21-yard line, where the Storm will have the ball first down and 10 with 8:02 to play in this first half. And I'm going to check back on that, and it was not Jonathan Epps that had that kickoff to start off the game. It was, in fact, Latavius Willis. One's an 18 and one's an 88. And I read them. Storm had a flag on the point after touchdown that I had missed also. And now that penalty is enforced and marched back to the 9-yard line, where the Storm will have the ball first down and 10 at the 9-yard line.
That was a tough holding call.
Well, that's what it was?
Yep.
Holding? Okay. On the return? Oh, not from the previous. It was on the return. Okay. So the Storm has the ball first down and 10 at their own 9. Gets the snap. Lorenzo Brown quickly snaps it off left side. Too low. Intended out there for Jonathan Epps. Incomplete at about the 17-yard line, but it was a kick return by Willis to open up the ball game. And the Sioux Falls Storm lead with 7:26 to play in the first half, 20-6. 20-6. So now Lorenzo Brown faced with second down and 10 from his own 9-yard line. Motion one through the box. Takes the handoff to him. Lorenzo Brown keeps it. He's going to be wrapped up for no gain. And coming up to make the stop defensively for the Cedar Rapids Titans, that is Wallace. Anthony Wallace out of the University of North Texas.
You do see Cedar Rapids now flying around a little bit more on defense, with the confidence that their offense can get it down and score.
So now the Storm faced with third down and long. Third down and 10 yards to go. This year, 41% proficient on third down. Trips to left side, 2 in motion. Lorenzo Brown fakes the handoff to Finch in the backfield. Now he's going to scramble, roll to his left, stop, look, he's in trouble. He is going to go against the boards. That's a sack. Sack way back to about the 1-yard line. They'll give him forward progress at the 3. Loss of 6. It's going to bring up fourth down and a ton.
It was tough to see the Storm. Deuce Finch came out of the backfield, was wide open, but Lorenzo was looking to the left most of the time and just didn't see him once everybody started scrambling.
So Coach Riggs with fourth down and about 19 decides not to go for it. And he's going to send Justin Saravaca onto the field to try a long one. 58, about 63-yard attempt. A 63-yard attempt for Justin Saravaca. His long this year is only 39. He'll probably kick this one out of bounds. And that he does, and he kicks it way wide to the left side. Going to go out of bounds. And with that, they'll move it out to the 20-yard line. So the kick is no good. And the score stands. It's a Sioux Falls Storm 20 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. 5:27 to play in this first half. And we'll do some other checking here. Green Bay has scored down in Nebraska. And Nebraska danger leading in that contest 28-12. And in Iowa Barnstormers and Wichita Falls, Iowa leading 21-14. 21-14, 9:33 to play in that first half. Wichita Falls has the ball. So now the Cedar Rapids Titans has the ball first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Carnes back to pass under pressure. Oh, he's going to be sacked. And sacked and bringing him down for the Sioux Falls Storm, Khalif Mitchell. And that's his 5th sack of the year.
And he walked right around that center to get to the quarterback. And I don't even think Carnes saw him coming.
And it's a loss all the way back to the 11-yard line. Loss of 9. Second down and 19 for the Cedar Rapids Titans, trailing the Storm 20-6. Quarterback Brian Carnes out of the University of Northern Iowa last week had 8 touchdown passes against Iowa. That's a career high. Carnes in his pocket, swings it off to the right side, reception made. Tyler Knight forces him out of bounds, and that is Jones. Jamuel Jones on the reception takes it for a gain out to about the 15, gain of 4. Third down and 15 for Cedar Rapids. And their head coach, Marvin McNutt, giving the play to quarterback Brian Carnes. 4 minutes even to go in this first half. So now Cedar Rapids breaks camp. Going to send Parmalee deep on the left side. Also Twins in the slot in motion. There's the snap. Flag on the field. Motion line of scrimmage, and Khalif Mitchell is down. Sioux Falls Storm nose guard is downed. And I'm wondering, Brian Brink, the trainer, is coming up. Oh, before the flag, it wasn't a penalty. It was a Sioux Falls Storm called a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 20-6 is the score. The Sioux Falls Storm leading over the Cedar Rapids Titans. 3:42 to play in this first half. No score on the game out in Arizona. And we'll check on the other scores. Barnstormers still leading 21-14 over Wichita Falls. 7:09 to play in that first half. And then in Nebraska, it's the Nebraska Danger leading over Green Bay 28-12. 2:11 to play in the first half, 28-12. Nebraska with the lead over the Green Bay Blizzard. Now, timeout was called by the Sioux Falls Storm as Khalif Mitchell had a bit of an injury, and he's going to be attended to on the sidelines. Khalif Mitchell has quite a game last week against Green Bay. But he came in the ballgame 15 tackles, 8 for loss. Also has a couple broken passes, not bad for a nose tackle.
Yeah, definitely. As an ex-offensive lineman, you do not want to go against the defensive lineman that's breaking up passes.
So now 3rd down and 15 for Cedar Rapids. 3:42 first half. Carnes rolls right, dumps it off, catch down about his ankles, and he brought it in as Jones gets about 5 yards. That's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Ball's out to the 20-yard line. And the kicking unit for Cedar Rapids is going to come onto the field. Michael Giorgetti has his long this year is of only 29 yards. This is going to be appreciably longer than that. 45-yard attempt. Be a 45-yard attempt for Giorgetti out of the hold of Parmalee. Storm have one setback to receive Richard Smith if in fact it is returnable. It is blocked. It is blocked. It bounces at the 15. Picked up at about the 11-yard line by Smith. Moves it to the center. He's got some room. 15 out to the 20. Boxed in there. He's just going to go down and give up a couple yards back to about the 18-yard line. And Wallace, Anthony Wallace, another stop defensively for the Cedar Rapids Titans. So the kick is blocked.
That was a great job by Nick Richardson getting his arm up and then just making his presence known, blocking that kick.
2:41 to play in this first half. Storm leading 20-6. And now after the blocked field goal, the Sioux Falls Storm will have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Again leading by 14. 20-6.
And with time running down in this first half, I'd look for Cedar Rapids to really make some daring plays on defense here.
Lorenzo Brown under center, gives the handoff, goes there to Schuford. Schuford takes it around the left side, going to be brought down. Good tackle made by B.J. Lowry. Lowry out of University of Iowa, 5'10", 190-pounder. Gain of about 5, however. It's going to set up 2nd down and 5. Clock's down to 2:05 and counting first half. Storm leading 20-6. So now Cedar Rapids on defense, Storm on offense. They have it at their own 23. 2nd down and 5. Lorenzo Brown waiting for the snap. He gives the handoff, goes there to Deuce Finch, who goes around the right side, bunts out off a couple tacklers, slides up, spins, gets down at about the 22-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down, 22-yard line of Cedar Rapids.
And Lorenzo Brown's doing an excellent job tonight of carrying out the fakes. And with all the backfield cross motion that they're doing, it's giving Cedar Rapids defensive backs just enough pause time to almost be 1 or 2 steps behind on every single play right now.
And that is the master, Lorenzo Brown. Led the team in rushing last season, 724 yards. And the team had 2,428 yards in receiving from his passing. Now the handoff goes around the left side. Carried it upfield is Schuford again, and he's going to be drugged down at about the 17-yard line. And we've reached the 1 minute warning. So we have 1 minute left to go in this first half, which means this timing rules will be in effect. Plays into the boards, first downs, time enough to move the chains, and incomplete passes will all stop the clock. So we're going to pause for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning, right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9.
Possibility. From starting a family to starting a business. Everywhere there's possibility, there's Premier. Believe in possibility. First Premier Bank.
Your body is a complex arrangement of bone and tissue that requires only the best to maintain it. At Orthopedic Institute, that's our specialty. Our services have been specifically tailored to provide the best orthopedic care in the region. Orthopedics is what we do. That's why Orthopedic Institute is the one to trust to keep your body in motion.
Shuford splits to the right side for the Sioux Falls Storm. Two in motion, one each side. Lorenzo Brown gives the handoff, goes there to Deuce Finch. 20, 15, 10, 5. Squirts down inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. Got between 3 defenders and came out the other end. And it's going to set up the Sioux Falls Storm first down and goal at about the 2-yard line.
That was an impressive run. He did a great job breaking tackles to get those extra yards after the first contact.
So now the Storm clock is stopped after the first down. Now it's started again when the ball's ready for play. Storm's going to take some time off the clock before they get into the end zone. That's their goal anyway, so that Cedar Rapids would not have any time with the ball in this first half. Splitting to the left side is Jonathan Epps, 2 in motion, left slot. Toss goes left side to Finch. He's going to go for the corner. He goes in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Deuce Finch. His second tonight.
And this is not where Cedar Rapids wants to be right now. With just 21 seconds left in this first half, getting the ball down right now, 26-6.
Storm used 4 plays. And they took that 32 yards. And they used up some clock, but they used 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But still have left 21 seconds left to go in this first half. And now Saravodka onto the field to try his 4th point after touchdown. He is 2 out of 3 thus far. And Lorenzo Brown will hold. Matt Hermanson will snap it back. Storm leading 26-6. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Well placed. Here's the kick. It's up. Looks like it's wide to the left again. So Saravodka, ordinarily very good at the point after touchdown. He is 2 of 4. 2 of 4, and the score stands the Sioux Falls Storm 26 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. We'll pause for 30. Now we'll keep it right here. We'll keep it right here for the last 21 seconds before we go till halftime. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Billion Hyundai and Scott's Lumber and Supply Company here in Sioux Falls. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a bunch of shout-outs to send out to the folks listening around the area. Also some information about the playoffs and how that all works. There's 4 games remaining in the heart of the season right now. As far as the playoff picture is the results of the games of the next 4 weeks. And that's going to be very interesting. Had an interesting game last night. The Colorado Crush defeated the Spokane Empire 45-36. A big upset. And now Spokane is going to be hosting Colorado next week. And so they'll be playing back-to-back. But the big game right now is down in Wichita Falls, and it's Iowa 27 and Wichita Falls 21, and that is a barn burner down there. 21 seconds left to go till halftime here in Sioux Falls. It's the Storm 26-6 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Storm 10-1 on the year. Cedar Rapids 1-11. And the Storm leading right now by 20. There's the kick. Going to bring it right up the center. Veers it to the left side. Cross the 5 to the 10. Cuts it back inside. Gets his pins cut out. As making the stop defensively, there was Jonathan Epps making the stop. And Cedar Rapids is going to have the ball first down and 10 at their own 14-yard line. 14 seconds left to go, Nate. What do you do? Throw it up?
Go long.
Go long.
I mean, he's got 2-3 plays to get all the way down the field. So I'm sure the Storm's defensive secondary is going to be playing well off of the ball right now.
So Carnes is going to have receivers deep on both sides. One running back to his left. 2 in motion, 1 each side. There's the snap. He's back to pass, dumps it short across the middle. Reception made, going to take it out to about the 20-yard line. Good job done by Tyler Knight to make the tackle on Jones out of the backfield. And Cedar Rapids going to pause for a timeout. Second down and about 4. As they are now resting right at about the 20-yard line of Cedar Rapids.
And the nice thing of having timeouts, you can make those little dump passes right over the middle and not have to worry about the clock running out on you.
That's exactly right. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Storm leading 26-6 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Next week, the Sioux Falls Storm are going to be hosting the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. And right now they are trailing 27-21 to the Iowa Barnstormers. Carnes both in motion, both sides, back to pass. Whistle on the field, and they're going to blow this one dead. And I believe that this is going to go against Cedar Rapids.
Number 23 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down. Please set the game clock to 7 seconds.
Kerry Radowitz with the call. Illegal motion charged against Julian Hayes, the running back out of Monmouth University, 5'10", 210-pounder. Made some notations, Nate. He has, for warm-ups, he had green shoes on. I wrote that down. He changed shoes. Can't find him now. Motion, line of scrimmage. Ball is on the deck. Scramble for it. Carnes picks it up. Lucky to do that. Takes it to the 15-yard line, and that stops the play with 2 seconds on the clock as Cedar Rapids calls their final timeout. And that could have been a bad deal for Cedar Rapids had the Storm recovered that fumble.
And almost the center, just miscommunication there. It snapped the ball and nobody seemed ready for it on the offense.
No, they didn't. 27-21, Iowa leading over Wichita Falls. 2 seconds left to go in this first half. Storm leading 26-6. 26-6. Carnes has 1 play to get it into the end zone. 2 in motion to the right side, gets a snap. He's back to pass with time, launches it downfield, plenty of arm. Intercepted! Intercepted there by Matt Hermanson. And for Matt, that is his 4th interception of the year. And that ends the first half with the Sioux Falls Storm leading by a score of 26-6. Sioux Falls Storm leading 26-6 at halftime. We'll pause for this 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show for you, bring up to date on the stats, check on the scores around the IFL, and whatever else we can figure out to talk about at halftime. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. This is Storm Football. To it on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back right after this.
Success in business is about growing your bottom line. Now, there are two ways you can do this: increase revenue and decrease spending. This is where we come in. At A&B Business Solutions, our managed print services will optimize your print environment, reducing your total printing costs while improving workflow. Managed print services will impact your bottom line. MPS, it's just another solution from A&B, the company that helps you solve, simplify, and save. Ever wonder how much money your company spends on printing? Ever wonder how much time your employees spend ordering toner cartridges and repairing jammed machines? At A&B Business Solutions, our managed print services will analyze your print environment and design a program to reduce your total printing costs, improving workflow. A few small changes can make a big difference. MPS, just another solution from A&B, the company that helps you solve, simplify, and save. If you run a business, you know that you have to stay focused. The last thing you need to do is worry about your printers, copiers, and fax machines. Ironically, the last thing on your list is the first thing on ours. At A&B Business Solutions, our managed print services will implement a customized program that reduces your printing costs and improves workflow, so you can focus on other things. MPS, just another solution from A&B, the company that helps you solve, simplify, and save.
Six. And Nate, what's your overall assessment of this first half, both for the Storm and for Cedar Rapids?
Well, Cedar Rapids has had some really good glimpses of what they need to continue to do. Their defense made a stop, had some plays, shut the Storm offense down, as well as their offense, could march down the field and score. I don't know if it's the coach's play calling, trying to hurry things up a little bit and get points on the board, that's keeping the pace as stiff as it is for the Cedar Rapids offense. But they have the keys to get down the field. They just need to hone in on those short, quick plays, use that cushion that the defensive backs for the Storm are giving them and make their way down the field. The Storm, typical Storm defensive fashion, their secondary is making the plays they need to make, and they're really covering their Cedar Rapids wide receivers very, very well tonight. And a lot of times the throw is going into double coverage, and the Storm are right there every time. And obviously their offense is putting points on the board, which helps.
When you look at the statistics of this first half, the Sioux Falls Storm 103 yards of total offense, yet they're leading 20-6. And Cedar Rapids 82 yards. In passing, Lorenzo Brown only 1 of 2, 37 yards. He has been sacked one time. Brian Carnes for Cedar Rapids, 10 of 19, 1 interception, no touchdowns, a total of 64 yards. Leading receiver Jones has 3 for 14. Hollenbeck has 2 for 27. Hayes has 2 for 13, and Parmalee has 2 for 9. So they're spreading the wealth around as far as receiving are concerned, but not a lot of total yardage. They really, like you talked about, Nate, getting the short passes, getting some confidence, maybe even throwing out of the backfield more is going to help Cedar Rapids that second half.
Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't want to totally abandon the run game just yet. I know they've had some hiccups with it, but as they continue to march down the field, you hope that the defensive linebacker plays a little bit looser, and that opens up that run game a little bit more for you.
You talk about the Sioux Falls Storm offense. Lorenzo Brown, 1 completion out of 2 passes for a total of 37 yards. When's the last time a first half statistic for the Sioux Falls? 1 completed pass out of only 2 thrown, and for the Sioux Falls Storm, that's just amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a Riggs's slow down mentality right now and burn up some of this clock, or if he is just seeing these big gaps with the motion that he is providing, that he doesn't need to throw it.
As far as rushing the ball, 15 carries for a total of 72 yards. Deuce Finch, 7 carries, 24 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Latavius Willis had 2 carries for a total of 18. Even Lorenzo Brown not the leading rusher for the Sioux Falls Storm tonight. So Storm coach Curtis Riggs using a different approach to his running game tonight, taking Lorenzo Brown maybe a little bit more out of it and putting Deuce Finch in more.
Yeah, and I think this could be just the strategy to keep these wide receivers moving downfield with the ball, sending them in motion, getting the handoff rather than the throw. But again, the Cedar Rapids backfield is dropping off so hard, and with Lorenzo Brown faking as well as he does, the defensive secondary has that pause every play and is allowing, the 4 to 8 yard run almost every time they touch the ball.
Other statistics of this first half: leading tackler for the Sioux Falls Storm, Tyler Knight, was 6.5. Leading tackler for the Cedar Rapids Titans, B.J. Lowry, with a total of 4, followed by Anthony Wallace. Talked about him quite a bit. He has a total of 3 tackles. Matt Hermanson, he has 4 tackles, also has an interception to end that first half. Penalties, not really a factor. Each team only penalized once. Storm for 9 yards, and Cedar Rapids 1 for a total of 5. Storm 2 of 3 in third down conversions, 1 of 7 for Cedar Rapids. Total offense for Cedar Rapids, 82 yards. They had 27 yards of rushing, 55 yards of passing. And red zone scores, 1 for Cedar Rapids with 1 opportunity. Storm 3 of 3 red zone scores. Cedar Rapids 2 of 3 in fourth down conversions, 1 of 7 for third down. Storm did not have to try any fourth down conversions. They were 2 of 3 on third down conversions. Again, Matt Hermanson with the lone interception of the contest. Storm have 4 broken passes, 2 by Snoop Blackman, also 2 by Carlton Watkins. Storm has 2 tackles for loss, has 1 sack on the night, and Khalif Mitchell has that sack. Also a sack for Cedar Rapids. Khalif Taylor has a sack, also has 1.5 tackles for loss, half a tackle for loss to Clinkscale. But again, the score at halftime, it's the Sioux Falls Storm 26 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. And when we come back, we'll have some shout outs and some other information for you. Checking on scores around the league. Starting the third quarter, Nebraska Danger 31-12. 31-12 over the Green Bay Blizzard. Checking on that Iowa Barnstormers game. Waiting for the screen to clear on that, and it is Iowa leading Wichita Falls late in that first half, 27-21. Iowa over Wichita Falls. And we'll see if there's a score out in Arizona. There is. It says Arizona Rattlers 7-6 over Salt Lake. 9:22 to play in that first quarter. 7-6. Iowa Rattlers leading over Salt Lake Screaming Eagles. But here at halftime, it's 26-6. The Sioux Falls Storm with the lead over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Will be back after we pause for this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Beal Distributing and Budweiser, right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Okay, we've got time to do it. In fact, I'll come right back at you for 2. And welcome back to Storm Football. At halftime, it's the Sioux Falls Storm 26 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 6. And we'll just give you one update here. Salt Lake has scored, and they lead over the Arizona Rattlers 12-7. Arizona trailing in that contest to Salt Lake 12-7. And we'll also have the update 28-7. Wichita Falls has now taken the lead over the Iowa Barnstormers 28-27. We'll pause for another 2-minute timeout. We'll be back. This is Storm Football on Kello News Talk AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Okay, where does that put us now for halftime? Wow, Wichita Falls 31-27 now. Well, that would be an upset too if Salt Lake would beat Arizona. Okay. We can. I'll have a short shout out deal, and we'll go back and go for another 2 minutes. Will that even? And that'll bring us to even. Yeah, okay. But that would put us even up to halftime. Oh, okay. Good. Because we've got 6.5 minutes of halftime left, so we've got time. Perfect. Thank you, Norm. All right. And welcome back to Storm Football. At halftime, it's 26-6. Sioux Falls Storm leading over the Cedar Rapids Titans. In Wichita Falls, Texas, the Nighthawks have taken the lead 31-27 over the Iowa Barnstormers. Again, Wichita Falls 31-27 over the Iowa Barnstormers. Checking on the score down in Nebraska, it is the Nebraska Danger 31 and the Green Bay Blizzard 12. 31-12. Nebraska leading in that contest. And the final game going on tonight. The Arizona Rattlers have now scored, and they lead over the Salt Lake City Screaming Eagles 13-12. Possibly an onside kick. No, the point after. And it is just completed. Arizona now leads 14-12 over the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles. Want to send some shout outs. Special shout out to everybody out in Hoven, South Dakota, listening to the broadcast. Smokey Gerard and all of the great Storm fans out in Hoven. Also want to send a special shout out to Tina Knight and Roger and Maxine Brink. Also my buddy out in Montana, Yellowstone, Brian George, sent a special shout out to you and everybody else listening all across the internet. A special birthday greeting I want to send out to Aiden Stassi. He is the brother of John Stassi, the equipment manager of the Sioux Falls Storm. Happy birthday, the 10th birthday for Aiden Stassi, and that is from Lori Kopp, listening to the broadcast way down in Florida. Also a special announcement, remind Angelica, Elsa, Eliza, and Peggy to look around and realize what it's like to be alive right now. That's a quote from the Broadway musical Hamilton. The score at halftime, the Storm 26-6 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. We'll be back with more of the halftime and the start of the third quarter after we pause for this timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Institute and Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital right here on Kello News Talk AM 1320 and FM 107.9.
Number 4 is a red ticket. 261-3003.
Yep, let's do it and get caught up.
261-3003.
All right.
3312. 261. 3312. And a red ticket. 261. 2962. 261. 2962. Another red ticket. 513. 4869. 513. 4869. A green ticket, 972-0132. 972-0132. Red ticket, 513-4600. 513-4600. And another green ticket. The number is 972-0273. 972-0273.
And welcome back to Storm Football. Rich Ross along with Nate Shire, the score. Sioux Falls Storm 26 and the Titans 6, 26-6. Wichita Falls in their ball game. It's at halftime. Wichita Falls leading 31-27 over the Iowa Barnstormers. The Green Bay Blizzard are playing out to Nebraska, and the Danger are leading 31-12. 31-12, Nebraska with the lead over Green Bay. And then down in Arizona, the Rattlers have just taken the lead 14-12 over the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles, and they still have 2:27 to go in the first quarter. Coming up, it's going to be just an interesting finish to this season, Nate. Every game is important as far as the playoffs are concerned. Right now, Sioux Falls leading the United Conference by 1 game over Wichita Falls, and Iowa Barnstormers, they're tied, and somebody's going to be in a better position after tonight.
Right. And that's interesting because even in the Intense Conference, the race is extremely close. The records aren't as pretty up top with the Rattlers at 7-4, but Spokane right there at 7-5, as well as the Nebraska Danger at 6-5. With a lot of these teams playing each other over the next couple weeks, it'll be an interesting turnout towards the end of the season here.
Now Nebraska, they're in a position, they're only 1 game out of the playoffs right now, but they're playing next week. They have to play the Arizona Rattlers, then they have to play Cedar Rapids, then they come up here to Sioux Falls, and then they'll be hosting Wichita Falls. So they have a tough schedule going out, but still, depending what other teams do, they still could slide into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, definitely tough schedule ahead of them.
Then you look at Spokane. Their schedule is they lost last night to the Colorado Crush. They have to play them again next week. And then they're going to wind up hosting Arizona Rattlers. So things get tough for Spokane. They have to be very careful. Otherwise, they might get pushed out of the playoffs. They've lost 3 games in a row, and they have to play Colorado again. Plus, they have to play Iowa Barnstormers and Salt Lake to finish out their season. The Arizona Rattlers, they've got Salt Lake tonight. Then they'll be playing and hosting Nebraska. Then they'll go up to Spokane, host Cedar Rapids, and finish up the year with Colorado. Arizona might have the best road to the playoffs of any of the teams.
Yeah, and sitting at the top of the Intense Conference as it isn't probably that great of a hurdle. They finish out strong, lead the conference, and bring them into playoffs, sitting, with that first round bye.
So right now, Arizona leading in that ball game, leading the conference by a half a game. Spokane, 3 losses in a row. Arizona Rattlers, 3 wins in a row. But the Iowa Barnstormers, they've had 7 wins in a row. They lead the league as the most wins currently, as they have 7 in a row, and they are battling it out with the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. It's a 4-point advantage at halftime. Wichita Falls 31 and the Iowa Barnstormers 27. But we are at halftime. That's just about over here in Sioux Falls, and it's the Sioux Falls Storm leading at halftime 26-6 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Next week, the Sioux Falls Storm host the Wichita Falls Nighthawks, and then they'll finish up the season traveling out to Colorado, back home to host Nebraska, then finishing up the year down in Des Moines as they take on the Iowa Barnstormers. So a lot of great football action coming up. The heart of the season is right now setting up the playoffs. Only 2 teams of each conference make it to the playoffs this year. At halftime, it's a Sioux Falls Storm 26-6 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Rich Rosty along with Nate Shire. Nate, you know, the thing about you played with the Sioux Falls Storm, how tough was it for you to walk away from football after you retired?
The first time or the second time?
Either one.
It's really hard. And a lot of it is you feel like you're letting your teammates down, the ones that you know are going to continue to play, and you still know that you could play, and you know in your heart you could still play at least this 2 seasons out from retirement. You might not physically be ready to play, but you know it's really hard to come back and watch a game afterwards.
Well, here's the start of the second half. It's going to be a kickoff. Cedar Rapids is going to return it up to the 5, 10's got some room, 15, 20. Rogers the tackler at the 25, down to the 20, inside the 15, all the way down inside the Sioux Falls Storm 15-yard line. And making that return was Jamuel Jones. So Cedar Rapids gets great kick return from Jones, and that sets them up first down and 10 at the Sioux Falls Storm 15-yard line.
And with Cedar Rapids' third quarter scoring average of just 45 points versus their opponents of 128, they definitely needed good field position to start this third quarter.
Trailing the Storm by 20. But they are knocking on the door with some of the best field position, best starting position they've had all night at the 15-yard line of Sioux Falls. Receiver Parmalee coming to the near side, going to send receiver split wide right. Hollenbeck on the line left. Low snap picked up there by Carnes with time. Throws upfield, caught, first down at about the 4-yard line. Got that to Parmalee. Tackled there by Smith, and also there was Hermanson, but a first and goal for Cedar Rapids. And that was one of the better plays for Cedar Rapids. Carnes stayed in the pocket, rifled it downfield.
Yeah, he did, and you know, he drew Tyler Knight over to a different receiver, and the other 2 defensive backs for the Storm were a little too deep on that one.
Hollenbeck and Parmalee split to the left side. Also there is Hayes. There's the snap. Carnes is going to run. He's at the 5, stutter steps, pushes his way down, dives down to about the 1.5, 2-yard line. Gain of about 2 yards.
And again, making progress for Cedar Rapids. It's not necessarily big numbers, but they are getting closer.
So they're going to mark the ball on the right hash and the 2-yard line. Parmalee gets the, or check that, that is Carnes gets the play from first-year head coach Marvin McNutt. Second down and goal from the 2-yard line. Trips to the left side. 2 deep, both go in motion. There's the snap, fakes the toss, throws, end zone, knocked down there by Tyler Knight. As Carnes tried to pass it into the end zone, but Tyler Knight leaped into the air and knocked it down, and that's his 4th broken pass of the year.
He threw it right back at Carnes, and I thought he was going to catch it and try to run with it.
Tyler Knight does have a pick 6 and a fumble 6 to his credit this year. So now Cedar Rapids 3rd down and goal, still from the 2-yard line. Trips to the left side. Now they invert 2 of their receivers. 2 deep will both go in the left slot. Carnes gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to be drugged down, and getting in there to make the stop for the Sioux Falls Storm was Nick Richardson. And Nick Richardson gets his 9th tackle for loss of the year.
This will be a big 4th down for Cedar Rapids here if they can convert.
So it's going to be 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. Carnes gets a play from McNutt. 12 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Storm leading 26-6. Fans getting into it here. A great crowd on hand here in Sioux Falls. Motion, both sides deep. There's the snap. 4th down play. Carnes looks, end zone, throws. It's caught. Touchdown. And bringing it in for Cedar Rapids. And going to check the number And getting that was Damon Powell. Powell gets his 14th reception for a touchdown, and Cedar Rapids now trails the Storm 26-12.
And this is what Cedar Rapids needed to do, go back to the bread and butter, slow things down. You know, we saw with them trying to mix things up a little bit that the Sioux Falls Storm was ready for that. And they went back to the basics and are able to get right into the end zone.
So now the point after touchdown by Giorgetti. He puts it up, and it's no good, and it's wide to the right side. So the score stands. It's a Sioux Falls Storm 26. And the Cedar Rapids Titans 12, and we'll pause for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Craven Bar and Grill right here on Kello News Talk AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back in 30.
As the weather changes, so do your plans for the hour, the day, and the week. You can expect the KSFY Severe Weather Team to bring you the most accurate forecasts, giving you early warnings when the weather gets rough and how long the storms last. With over 50 years of combined experience, you can expect more with the KSFY Severe Weather Team.
Well, Cedar Rapids used 3 plays, moved a total of 15 yards, and they got a touchdown. Carnes got a pass to Powell. Point after touchdown by Giorgetti was no good, and the score stands 26-12. 26-12. Sioux Falls Storm with the lead. The Storm is led by 20. That was their most. So now Giorgetti will kick it off for the Sioux Falls Storm, and back to receive is going to be Richard Smith. He was the first player to play both ways starting for North Carolina State, both offensively and defensively. Now here's Giorgetti's kick. Going to wind that off to the left side, goes over the boards, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line.
I'm sure they didn't want a big return, but I definitely do not think they wanted the Storm to start at the 20.
So by rule, Sioux Falls Storm will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 11 minutes even to go in this third quarter. Sioux Falls Storm leading by 14, 26-12. 26-12. And it's still at halftime down in Wichita Falls, Texas. 31-27 is the last score that we had down there. Check on that score down in Arizona, 14-12, Arizona. And the score, Green Bay at Nebraska, 31-12, Nebraska. Sioux Falls Storm had the ball, first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Lorenzo Brown will work under center this time, 2 in motion, 1 through the box. Gives the handoff to Rouse, or check that, gives that off to Deuce Finch. He takes it right up the gut, takes it down to the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Storm.
It was that motion, that crossing motion again, that's holding. They're leaving the defensive end completely unblocked, and because of the motion and the play fakes by Lorenzo Brown, it kept him standing right there as the Storm ran right by him.
10-12 to play third quarter. Storm leading by 14, 26-12. Lorenzo Brown works under center, fakes the handoff on play action pass. Stutter steps, hit, drop. Sacked for the second time tonight. And coming in there was Khalif Taylor again. 3.5 sacks on the year. Loss on the play of 5 back to the 20-yard line. So now it's going to set up third down and 15, or check that, second down and 15. Second down and 15. Ball's resting at the 25-yard line. Lorenzo Brown has Finch to his left. Back to pass is Brown. With time, going to launch it for the end zone. High grab, caught it, brought it in, tackled right at the 1-yard line. There was Jonathan Epps. It's going to be first down and goal at the 1-yard line, gain of 24.
And that was a great stop, turn around, and jump to catch that, because that defender was right there. If he didn't jump, that was going to be an interception.
So Jonathan Epps All 5'10" went high to sky that one in. And now the Storm set up first down and goal at the 1 yard line, working from the left side hash. Lorenzo Brown has Finch behind him. 2 receivers to the right side, Powell. Also there is Shuford. Shuford comes through the box. Handoff goes to Finch into the end zone. No touch, no problem, touchdown.
Yeah, and I feel bad that Terrell Klinkscales for Cedar Rapids just is stunned every time the Storm go in motion. And again, they left him completely unblocked, and Finch ran right by him.
Solo. Rolendon Deuce Finch II gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the contest. And that pushes the Storm up 32-12, up by 20. And now Saravatka, who has missed his last 2 point-after touchdowns, will try this one. Out of the hold of Lorenzo Brown, 7:53 to go 3rd quarter, Storm 32-12. Now for the point after, good snap, it's placed. Saravatka puts this one up with authority, and it is good. So he's 3 of 5 point after touchdowns, and the Storm lead by 21, 33-12. 33-12, we'll pause for a 1-minute timeout, and you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Boyer Trucks and First Premier Bank right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 1079. Back in 1 minute.
So our sponsors tonight for this game are the Orthopedic Institute and Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital. They obviously play a huge role in what we do as a team. They also play a huge role in our community. Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital has established itself as a leader in healthcare. What makes it stand out are the employees that they have. We know that firsthand because they deal with our players on a regular basis. They're basically keeping them healthy, keeping them on the field, and keeping the team as solid and as successful as they are. So tonight we're going to present a couple game balls to our sponsors. First of all, representing the Orthopedic Institute, I'd like to hand the ball to Dr. Pete Luby. Thank you, Dr. Pete. Also,
Well, the Sioux Falls Storm used 4 plays, covered 30 yards in 2:27. Rolendon Finch got a 1-yard touchdown run. Saravatka's kick was good. Storm leads 33-12 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. Finch starting tonight. Robbie Rouse benched for this ball game tonight. And, that's the thing, Nate. When you're on a Storm roster, there's only 25 players. You're given a chance to play because you mark it down to 21 for the game day. When you get a chance to play, if you showcase, you might get a job.
Definitely, and be around for quite a while. And in this league, it's pretty unforgiving. You miss a game and your backup shines, you're going to take a while to get back into the rotation of things.
We talk about the time you spent with the Sioux Falls Storm. Outstanding years, outstanding championships, but the competition on the practice field was so intense at times. That's what made both sides better, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. And we had a very consistent defensive line and offensive line over the years, without this veteran rule that they have in place today. But a lot of us were able to play with the same group of guys for several years. And, it helps when, you've got some of the best defensive linemen, not only in the league, but could probably be great in other leagues as well, going against you every single practice.
Well, the Sioux Falls Storm leading 33-12, and now Saravatka puts this one up very high. It's going to come down 3 yards deep, goes right up the center, veers it to the left. Now he stops and tackled and brought down from the backside.
And Matt Hermanson's doing a great job tonight. He's getting down there on special teams and breaking things up very, very quickly for the Storm, and not allowing Cedar Rapids some of those big plays on special teams.
Jamiel Jones on the return for the Cedar Rapids Titans, and the Titans going to start this campaign at their own 9-yard line. 7:37 to play in the 3rd quarter. Storm leading 33-12. Next week, Sioux Falls Storm hosting the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. And they are playing the Iowa Barnstormers tonight. And they were at halftime, and it's 31-27. Wichita Falls leading over the Iowa Barnstormers. Cedar Rapids at their own 9-yard line. Carnes gives it off on the draw play, gives it to Jamuel Jones. He bulldogs his way up to about the 14-yard line. Finally rolled there, gain of about 5. Well, he took a shot with his head.
Yeah, Tyler Knight is not afraid to just throw his body around. For being in the league as long as he has, it's hard to see somebody in that position making plays like that as aggressively as he is still. You always worry about those head injuries and things of that nature.
6 years with the Sioux Falls Storm. One thing he is afraid of, heights.
Interesting.
He's not afraid of anything else, I can tell you that. Back to pass, Carnes rolls right, looks in trouble, he's going down. And coming up to make that tackle there was Nick Richardson. Nick Richardson on this. And we got company in the press box. So Jim Olander, or Mike Aldrich, good to see you, buddy. Great to have you up in the press box, Mike. Former broadcaster with me, former head coach of the Sioux Falls Storm, and now the head coach at Minot State. Jim Olander coming up here to be a part of the team up here too. Ole, good to see you. Thank you for the treat. Well, right now there's 5:51 left to play in this first half. Or check that third quarter. It got me so excited I forgot what half we were in. 5:41 to go, third quarter. Storm leading 33-12, and now third down and 13 for Cedar Rapids. Back to pass, and we got a flag on the field. That was good to see those guys.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, they brought up a treat, but I'll have to wait until after the game is over for that one.
I agree.
Flag on the field was against Cedar Rapids, going to half the distance to the goal, so that pushes it back to about the 3-yard line. Not many penalties in this ball game. Now it sets up third down and 16. Need to get out to the 19-yard line to pick up the first down to Cedar Rapids. Trailing the Storm 33-12. Carnes back, throws it upfield, intercepted there by Smith. He's at the 18, to the 15, to the 10, strips, he's going to be finally drugged down by the jersey at about the 8-yard line. Richard Smith comes up with the interception. That's his 4th of the year.
Yeah, now you can see some of the chippiness coming out, and Cedar Rapids is trying to make those big plays to get downfield. And I know we were saying that Cedar Rapids needed to slow things down and get back to the bread and butter, but with the Storm having so many running plays, they're just using so much clock.
Second interception of the night for the Sioux Falls Storm. We've got a media timeout. We'll pause for a minute. 5:07 to play, third quarter. Storm leading 33-12. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Fireplace Pros right here on Gallo News Talk, AM 1320 and FM.
If you like to bowl, roll on into Eastway Bowl. Hey, wait a minute. Eastway Bowl is more than just bowling. It's a full of fun entertainment center. There's many things to do. Games, and more games, plus food. Great food. Come into our full-service sports bar and grill where you'll find terrific drinks with our popular late-night specials. Watch all your favorite sporting events at Eastway. Visit our website to make your bowling reservations and find out more about the full fun experience. Eastway Bowl and Entertainment Center, where there's something for everyone.
Let's hear it for Krista, Isaiah, and by the way, Krista and Isaiah want to wish a happy birthday tomorrow to you guys. Storm fans, let's hear it. Next up is Ava, Zane. Let's hear it for Zenith, Hudson. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Kaden. All right, Storm fans, let's hear it for our young fans tonight. And once again, a big thank you to Miss Karen Crosby.
Welcome back to Storm Football. Rich Rossi along with Nate Shire. And the Sioux Falls Storm, Richard Smith, just came up with an interception, his 4th of the year. And the Storm going to start this campaign first down and goal at the 9-yard line of Cedar Rapids. Storm leading 33-12. And we'll check on the scores. Nebraska leading over Green Bay 31-19. 31-19. Salt Lake Screaming Eagles at Arizona. It's now 21-18. Arizona by 3 over Salt Lake. 7:12 to go in that second quarter. And then down at Wichita Falls, 31-27 still to start the third quarter. Now the Sioux Falls Storm, after the turnover, have the ball first down and 10 on the 9-yard line of Cedar Rapids. One motion through the box, fakes the handoff, does Lorenzo Brown, throws it upfield, reception cut, and get it into the end zone on the reception. There is Eric Shuford. Touchdown, Sioux Falls Storm.
And a great job of blocking downfield for those receivers as well. Melvin German, third, Mank as he's known, did a great job turning and blocking. You know, I knew he wasn't going to get the catch and allowed them to get in the end zone.
So the first passing touchdown for Lorenzo Brown tonight. He gets that to Shuford. And for Shuford, that is his first receiving touchdown since he's been with the Storm over just the last couple weeks. So the Storm have moved up on top, 39-12. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. And now Saravatka trying his 6th point after. He has made 3 out of 5. And he puts this one up. He's up there 4 of 6. 4 of 6. So the score is the Sioux Falls Storm 40 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 12. And we'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Billion Hyundai right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back in 1 minute.
All right. I need everybody in 116 to stand up again real quick. Take a look at that Jay up there.
Fantastic. Okay.
They're going to try and win themselves $100 gift certificate to Eastway Bowl. If they roll a 7-11 after 2 rolls, they're going to win the $100 gift card. Everybody here in the Premier Center is going to win a free game of bowling. All right, let's have the first dice roll. Stormmates, I need you to help me down the field. Go ahead and roll the first one. All right, help it down the field. Here comes our first one. Our first number is a 2. Can we get a 5? It is, it's a 4. We were close, but I tell you what, we're going to give you 2 free games of bowling for you guys to Escamadiah. Congratulations. And the rest of 116, make sure you bring your ticket stub to the counter at Eastway Bowl. You guys won.
Well, the Sioux Falls Storm only used one play as Lorenzo Brown got a 9-yard touchdown pass to Eric Shuford after the Smith interception. Returned it down to the 9-yard line. Point after by Saravatka was good. Storm leading 40-12 with 3:52 left to play third quarter. 3:52 to play third quarter. Now next week on Monday, the Curtis Riggs Show will be at 6 o'clock. On our sister station, KWSN, we'll be interviewing the head coach, Curtis Riggs, and we'll also have a player or two to talk to. Jim Laurie also will be on the show. Here's the kickoff by Saravatka. It's going to be taken right at the goal line left at about the goal line and takes it out to about the 10-yard line, and that is Jones into the return again for the Cedar Rapids Titans. So the Titans will have the ball first down and 10, mark it right at about their own 10-yard line.
Quite surprised with that run choice on that return for Cedar Rapids. Ran seemingly right into all of the Sioux Falls Storm players.
That'll be half the distance. First down.
So a block in the back is going to push it back to about the 5-yard line after the distance to the goal. Charge against the Cedar Rapids Titans on the kick return.
Not a penalty you want to see open up the drive.
Absolutely. So the Storm up on top, their largest lead of the contest, 40-12, 28-point advantage. So now Cedar Rapids working from their own 5-yard line, first down and 10, 2 in motion, left slot. Carnes fires it right side, try to get over there to Jones, too high for him, and Watkins in on the hit. As the pass went by, Watkins got a pretty good lick on Jones. Incomplete pass. Oh, that was pretty cool. A little girl in the second row. The ball kind of bounced back on the field, and there was one of the chain gang gave it to a member of the fans, and they gave it to that little girl. She gets to keep the football.
That'd be a great prize to go home with tonight.
Oh, no kidding. Little gal, probably 6, 7 years old, maybe younger than that. So now Cedar Rapids faced with second down and 10 from their own 5. From the end zone, Carnes under pressure, rolling right, fires it upfield into double traffic, knocked down there by Elijah Fields. As that pass intended for Hollenbeck, he's a big receiver, 6'6", 225 out of Edinburgh University.
Yeah, and this Storm secondary, again, the double coverage, and Hollenbeck being the go-to receiver, the Storm have really picked up on that.
Hollenbeck came in the ball game with 320 yards of receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. Now Cedar Rapids needs 10 to keep the drive going. They're at third down and 10 from their own 5. Trips, 2 in motion, left. Carnes swings it to the left side, reception made, cuts back inside, nowhere to go, as coming up to make the stop was Hermanson again, as he got an ankle tackle, no gain of the play. So now it's going to be Michael Giorgetti onto the field to try a long field goal, or basically to kick it out of bounds. It's going to be kicked from his own end zone. The 58, make this about a 59-yard attempt. About a 59-yard attempt. Back to receive, if it's short, is going to be Richard Smith for the Sioux Falls Storm. There's the snap, there's the placement. Storm had great pressure. Smith goes over to the boards, tries to catch it and return it back, but it goes through his hands, and a fan gets a free football. So now the Storm will, being that they touched it going over the boards, will wait for the decision where the ball will be placed. 59 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Storm leading 40-12. Officials going to be talking about it, and I think that's the right call. When the ball is inside the 5, out of bounds, touched by a player, it goes to the 5-yard line. First down and 10. So 59 seconds left to go in this third quarter. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Scott's Lumber and Supply Company, along with Beal Distributing and Budweiser. So now Lorenzo Brown brings his troops out. He'll work under center. He has Finch behind him. 2 receivers deep on the right. 44 seconds left to go, third quarter. Handoff goes inside to Finch. He's going to push forward and take it out for a gain of about 4 yards. In the stop, Taylor. Also in the stop defensively was Anthony Wallace.
And then now I'd look to just see the Storm run the clock down, finish out the third, and start the fourth to just chew up the time for the rest of the game.
Going to send split wide to the left side. It's going to be Epps. Jonathan Epps, 2 deep also on the left. They will both go in motion to the left slot. Lorenzo Brown gives the handoff, goes there to Finch, right side, turns the corner, gets across the 15, gets a first down. Pushed into the boards at about the 17-yard line. And making the stop, Fred Barnes, a former member of the Sioux Falls Storm, just released by the Storm and then signed by Cedar Rapids. Well, folks, that ends the third quarter of play. And the score, the Sioux Falls Storm 40 and the Cedar Rapids Titans 12. We'll pause for a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter, the final stanza, the final verse from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And you're listening to Storm Football on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back in 1 minute.
Possibility. From starting a family to starting a business. Everywhere there's possibility, there's Premier. Believe in possibility. First Premier Bank.
Your body is a complex arrangement of bone and tissue that requires only the best to maintain it. At Orthopedic Institute, that's our specialty. Our services have been specifically tailored to provide the best orthopedic care in the region. Orthopedics is what we do. That's why Orthopedic Institute is the one to trust to keep your body in motion.
It's the fourth quarter, the final stanza, the final verse. Storm leading 40-12 over the Cedar Rapids Titans. I'm Rich Rosti along with Nate Shire on the broadcast. And last score I have in Wichita Falls is halftime, 31-27. I'll see if I can refresh that score, get anything other than that, but that's the score that I have thus far. 31-27 Wichita Falls over the Iowa Barnstormers. Out in Arizona, 21-18. Arizona leading over Salt Lake Screaming Eagles. And then at Nebraska, 38-19, Nebraska Danger leading over Green Bay. Here in Sioux Falls, Storm 40-12. 40-12. And the Sioux Falls Storm has the football, first down and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Lorenzo Brown has Deuce Finch behind him. One receiver coming through the box, that's Schufert. He gets the handoff at the 15 to the 20, turns the corner. He's got close to a first down as he pushed out of bounds. And coming up to make the stop, Jordan Whitcliffe. And it's going to be a first down carry for the Sioux Falls Storm, Eric Schufert. I've been impressed with him, Nate. 6-footer, 190 out of USD, and he's got some wheels.
Definitely does. Turned that corner and was able to keep himself pushed away from that wall just long enough to get that first down.
So now first down from the 22 of Cedar Rapids. Lorenzo Brown puts two in motion, right slot. He's back to pass. Under pressure, rolls out of that, still's going to scramble, cuts back in, spins, winds up getting a half a yard for his efforts. And coming up to make the stop defensively for Cedar Rapids, and that is Wallace. You're not old enough to remember a quarterback by the name of Fran Tarkington. Quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
I've seen the highlights on TV, and that's about it.
Lorenzo Brown isn't quite that shifty, but he's probably the most scramble quarterback in the IFL right now.
I would agree.
But he picked up a whole 1 yard on that to the 21-yard line of Cedar Rapids. Shotgun formation now for the Storm. Handoff. This time it goes to Finch. He'll try to turn the corner, breaks one tackle, backs down inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Third quarter stats. Total offense for the Sioux Falls Storm, 154 yards. Cedar Rapids, 95. Lorenzo Brown, 3 of 4, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. And Carnes, 13 of 26, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, a total of 80 yards in passing. So now the Storm, after the pickup, takes it third down and about a yard. We're down to about the 13-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Lorenzo Brown keeps it, goes inside, going to be tripped up and brought down by Freddie Barnes. But that's a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. They're going to mark the ball down at about the 13.
Again, you know, Lorenzo's just doing an incredible job with the fakes tonight and holding the ball in the running back's belly so long that it's just keeping the defense guessing.
Leading rusher for the Sioux Falls Storm, Deuce Finch, as he has 47 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns for the Sioux Falls Storm. Now Lorenzo Brown working from the left side hash will be under center. Puts 2 in motion, 1 through the box, but he gives the handoff, goes to Deuce Finch again. This time he's going to be wrapped up by the Titans, and they're going to sling him down to the ground. Temper's getting a little bit short out there, aren't they, Nate?
Yeah, and it definitely not something you want to see as a coach, because you know your players then are frustrated on both sides of the ball. And with Cedar Rapids down, 40 to 12 right now. 40 to 12 in the fourth quarter. It's they still want to be in this, and that's good, but it can lead for a lot of talking on the field.
Klingscales was the tackler in the last play for the Cedar Rapids Titans. And now deep on the right side is going to be Powell. Also there is Shuford. Epps is split to the right side. Finch in the backfield with Lorenzo Brown shotgun. Lorenzo Brown fakes the handoff. Looking right. Cox fires. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Sioux Falls Storm. And getting that reception in the end zone was Eric Shuford.
Yeah, and that was an incredible route. He ran right behind the defender and then just snuck over to the corner, and Cedar Rapids just did not see him back there, but wide open.
So Shuford gets his second receiving touchdown tonight. And the Storm extend their lead 46 to 12. 10:46 clock is counting, fourth quarter. And now with the point after attempt by Justin Saravatka, this will be his 7th attempt. He's made 4. Waiting for the snap. There it is, and it's placed, and it's kicked. And it's up, and it's good. So 5 of 7 point after touchdowns by Justin Saravatka. The Storm lead in this contest by a score of 46 to 12. 46 to 12. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Institute and Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, along with Craven Bar and Grill right here on Kello News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back right after this. Let's take a minute here, Norm. We're going to take it down to the field for the presentation of the check to the Survive It organization.
It's an absolute honor to, through all of our benefit fundraising, to present a check for $13,749 to Survive It.
$13,749 was raised tonight for the cancer website that reaches people all over the world, founded by a man here in Sioux Falls, Jeff Ellefson, and $13,749 raised for his organization tonight here at the Sioux Falls Storm game against Cedar Rapids. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Boyer Trucks and First Premier Bank, along with Fireplace Professionals. I'm Rich Rosty, along with Nate Shire, and the Sioux Falls Storm leading 47 to 12. 47 to 12. 34-point advantage for the Sioux Falls Storm. And here's a kickoff by Saravatka. Going to be taken and moved upfield there by Jones. He takes it across the 10, tripped up and brought down right at about the 14-yard line, where the Titans will have the ball first down and 10. 10:15 to play in this contest. Storm up on top, 47 to 12. Well, one of the things about a game like this, Nate, as you look at the stats, Storm 154 yards, 95 for Cedar Rapids. The score is the main thing, 47-12. At this point in time, you just hope nobody gets hurt throughout the remainder of this contest.
Yeah, and that's going to be key, especially for the Storm with the schedule they have ahead of them.
10:02, clock is counting, fourth quarter. Storm leading 47-12. Back to pass, Carnes under pressure, rolls left. Going to fire it upfield, tipped away, and tipped away by Matt Hermanson. What a night he has had. Matt Hermanson with his first broken pass of the year.
And again, Carnes just keeps trying to force that pass through double coverage. When he has receivers with just a single guy on them, definitely make a better read.
It's not helping their cause tonight. And Carnes, a seasoned quarterback, third year in the league. And now he's in shotgun formation. Jones to his right to block. Fires it left side, completion made. Going back against the grain, is going to pick up the first down and rolling all the way down inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. And I can't read the number, I'm sorry. Black on blue with no outline. I can't read it even with binoculars sometimes.
Well, and we're in the fourth quarter now, and everybody's sweaty, so the blue is now black as well.
Yeah. So now it is a first down for Cedar Rapids. They're going to mark it at the 23 of the Sioux Falls Storm. Carnes back to pass, launches it, end zone, nobody home. Pass way too high. He had a receiver down at about the 10-yard line, and I believe that was for Williamson, but it's going to be incomplete. Other statistics, leading tackler for the Sioux Falls Storm, Matt Hermanson with a total of 8. B.J. Lowry, leading tackler for the Cedar Rapids Titans with 6. Storm have 4 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. The Titans have 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. 8 minutes even to go, fourth quarter. Storm leading 47-12. Carnes, second down and 10, rolls right. Launches it end zone. Should have been picked off by Snoop Blackman at about the 3-yard line. He went up for it, and the ball just tipped out of his hands, incomplete.
Again, Carnes is just throwing every ball with a lot of heat.
And that one was a riser. His intended receiver well short of the mark of where he was compared to the wall, where the ball was. So now the clock rolls, 7:23 and counting. Fourth quarter. Defensive coordinator Brian Hermanson. And now the snap goes to Carnes. Rolls right under pressure, gets out of that. Now he rolls left. Off balance throw, gets it complete, down for a first down inside the 10. But Carnes took a huge hit by Tyler Knight, and Carnes is down, oh my. But Tyler Knight was putting pressure on the quarterback and hit him as he threw the ball.
Yeah, he came right behind another Storm defensive lineman. I do not think Carnes was even aware that he was back there, and caught him right off guard as he threw the ball.
So now the play goes all the way down to the 10-yard line. They have not moved the sticks. They finally have decided that it is a completed pass down to the 10-yard line. That is going to be first down and goal. First down and goal at the Sioux Falls Storm 10-yard line. Cedar Rapids trailing the Storm 47-12. 47-12, 6:08 to play, fourth quarter. Carnes, tough competitor. After that big hit, he's back on the field. He throws it. Pass caught for a gain of about 3 yards. Tackle made that time by Snoop Blackman. It's going to be second down and goal from about the 6-yard line.
It's interesting to see Cedar Rapids getting this, success again with these short little passes, and they've abandoned it so many times during the game tonight.
So now second down and goal from the Storm 6. Motion both sides. Carnes Throws it down, gets it there to Parmalee. He's going to be hit immediately at about the 2-yard line, as get in there was Tyler Knight. That's going to make gain of about 4 yards down to the 2-yard line. .508 clock is counting, fourth quarter. Storm leading 47-12. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Billion Hyundai. Back to pass, Carnes. Now he steps up. Now he's going to run. Veers it to the right side. Gets it to the 1-yard line. Did he get in? Waiting for the call. Yes, he did. As he was hit right at the goal line, kind of spun around. And the official on the far side indicated touchdown, Cedar Rapids. As Carnes gets into the end zone. That's his second rushing touchdown tonight. He has a total of 5 on the year. But he's a tough competitor, especially after that hit he took by Tyler Knight, and come back and lead his troops down for a touchdown.
Yeah, he is. Carnes has definitely done a lot for Cedar Rapids tonight.
So now Cedar Rapids is going to go for the 2-point conversion. And they're going to send Hollenbeck split to the left side. Split right is going to be Jones, 2 in motion, 1 each side. Back to pass, Carnes. Throws it end zone through 2 receivers, goes through the hands of 1, into the hands of Hollenbeck, and the 2-point conversion is good. That was an amazing deal.
Yeah, Hollenbeck definitely showing his strength there. Basically took it out of the other receiver's hands to make sure that they got that 2-point conversion.
So now the Sioux Falls Storm lead by 27, 47-20. After the 2-point conversion is good, and we'll wrap up that scoring drive when we return. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning.
Breathe easier when you have your ducts cleaned by Waterbury. Call us today. Routine services can save you money in the long run. Call Waterbury to schedule yours today.
Capped off by a Carnes 2-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion is good. And the score, Sioux Falls Storm 47 and the Titans of Cedar Rapids 20. And checking on the score down in Wichita Falls, it's the Nighthawks 44 and the Iowa Barnstormers 39. 1:30 to play, third quarter. A lot of football left down there in Wichita Falls. And in Arizona, 28-21, Rattlers over the Screaming Eagles. Now Giorgetti puts it up. High, end over end, but short. It's going to be at about the 3-yard line. Smith is going to bring it up for the Sioux Falls Storm. Check that. Is that Lorenzo Brown returning the football? He gets it on inside the 15 to the 10, all the way down to the 9-yard line. Oh, my. I couldn't believe that was number 8 returning the kickoff.
That was impressive. He caught it and he started running, got to about the 20 and paused, and then turned around and decided he was going to keep going.
Well, that's an amazing thing. That's the first return I've seen by Lorenzo Brown. And I believe what they're going to do is put in a different quarterback. Melvin German will be in at quarterback for the Sioux Falls Storm. No, it is still going to be Lorenzo Brown. I saw Melvin German in the huddle, but looking off to the side, Lorenzo Brown's getting the play from Coach Riggs. Coach, the Storm are sporting some nice gray spats tonight.
They are. And it's nice to see the gray over some of these bright yellow shoes that are out there.
Yeah, that's true. So now Lorenzo Brown, after the big kick return, sets up the Sioux Falls Storm at the 8-yard line, and a whistle on the field. 3:18 to play, fourth quarter. Storm leading 47-20. Delay of game going to be charged against the Sioux Falls Storm. That's going to push it back out 5. That pushes it out to the 13. And the clock will start with the ball ready for play, I believe. No, at the snap. 3:18. Fourth quarter. High snap. Lorenzo Brown fakes the toss. Looking, swings it off to the right side. Reception made there to Deuce Finch at about the 8. He'll take it right down the sideboards and go into the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux Falls Storm. And it goes from Lorenzo Brown to Finch. And that's his first receiving touchdown of the night. And it's his 4th touchdown overall for the Sioux Falls Storm tonight.
Deuce had such a great play fake. When he finally stood up and all the defenders realized he didn't have the ball, they abandoned him completely and left a wide open hole in the field.
2:37, clock is counting, fourth quarter. Storm leading 53-20. And now Saravodka trying his 8th point after touchdown. And he puts this one up, and it is good. 6 of 8 on the night. And the Storm lead 54-20. 54-20. We'll pause for 1 minute, and we'll be back. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Scott's Lumber and Supply Company, along with Beal Distributing and Budweiser. Back in 1 minute. This is Storm Football. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I tell you what, we'll have the 1 minute timeout. I'll have a break there. So why don't you have about a minute ready, a couple of 30s ready. Thank you. Oh my, 45-44 Iowa.
That's a great game.
That's a great game. 43 seconds left to go the third. Okay. 2:22 left to play in this fourth quarter. Sioux Falls Storm after the big kick return by Lorenzo Brown, quarterback. Then he throws for a touchdown to Finch. Storm get the point after by Saravodka, lead 54-20. 54-20, 34 points. That's the second time they've led by that much. Saravodka puts the kick off, and it's going to be returned from the goal line. Takes it out to the 10. Going to be swarmed under at about the 12-yard line. Got a wild game going down in Wichita Falls, Texas. Well, the last time I had looked, there had been a change, and now it has been changed to a different score. So I'm going to have to do some checking. I have to refresh the screen to make sure that I get the right score for you. And we'll wait for that to regenerate. 2:18 to play in this fourth quarter here in Sioux Falls. Storm leading by 34, 54-20. 54-20. Parmalee is going to be deep on the left side. Williamson deep on the right side for the Titans. Carnes, shotgun formation to pass, throws it across the middle. Reception caught for a gain of about 4 yards out to about the 16-yard line. And making that reception, Julian Hayes out of Monmouth University. Gave the ball game 103 receiving yards. Hurry up offense for Cedar Rapids right now. Carnes to pass. Now he's going to step up. Now he's going to roll left. Now he's going to throw. Throws it upfield off the intended receiver's hands. And I believe that was Hayes again. And incomplete pass. It's going to bring up third down. 1:28 to play in this fourth quarter.
Definitely thought Cedar Rapids was going to have a little bit more success with the hurry-up offense there.
So 1:11 left to play in this fourth quarter. And the Cedar Rapids might let the clock run down to 1. They got 3 seconds to get the play off, and they do. Back to pass, Carnes throws it to the left side, reception made, and a first down to the 25-yard line as he got that reception made to Franklin Williamson. So we've reached the 1 minute warning. The Storm lead 54-20. 54-20, and when we come back, I'll have a highlight for you, or at least an update of that game down in Wichita Falls, Texas. So we'll pause for a 30-second timeout. Storm leading 54-20. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Institute right here on Yellow News Talk, AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Yeah, we'll keep that other 30 in the handy in case we need it.
All right, let's hear you one more time. Let's hear it for Braden. Ooh. Hey, I tell you what, we're going to send you home the $25 gift card and a 12-pack of Pepsi and a 12-pack of Mountain Dew anyways for your shot. Storm fans, make sure you get signed up because next week the gift card goes up to
57 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. The Sioux Falls Storm leading 54-20. I'm Rich Rossi along with Nate Shire, and you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital along with Craven Bar and Grill. And we've reached the 1-minute timing rules. Any plays into the boards, incompleted passes, and first downs until they move the sticks all stop the clock. So the Titans trailing the Storm by 34. They have it at the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line. Carnes gets a snap, but we got motion on the line of scrimmage. We'll back this one up 5 yards.
That's really tough for Cedar Rapids this late in the game, and I'm sure the Storm are just hoping for a turnover on downs here at some point, just to run the clock out.
So the clock hasn't started inside the 1-minute warning. 57 seconds left to play. And now Carnes gets a snap. Dumps it across the middle. Reception made to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brought down immediately by Tyler Knight. Cedar Rapids going in their hurry-up offense. Checking on the score down in Wichita Falls. It is Iowa Barnstormers 47, Wichita Falls 44. Iowa Barnstormers have retaken the lead down in Wichita Falls. What a ball game that is. 26 seconds left to go in this contest. And we got motion line of scrimmage again. And there's 22 ticks left to go in this contest. Storm leading 54-20. 54-20. Kerry Radowitz to tell us about it.
Offsides, number 56 making contact. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Going to charge that against Nick Richardson, Sioux Falls Storm. He has a sack in the contest tonight. What a player he's been. 6'2", 240-pounder out of Abilene Christian University in his first year of indoor football.
It was interesting earlier in the game when Khalif Mitchell went off the field and under his own power and has not returned yet.
So now the Titans, 2nd down and 6. Back to pass under pressure. Strips out of that, but he's going to be brought down on a sack loss of about 5 yards as Claude Davis comes up with a sack along with Nick Richardson for the Sioux Falls Storm. And I believe that Carnes is hurt. And he's laying down at about the 25-yard line. So now they're going to attend to the quarterback, Brian Carnes. He's holding his right knee. 15 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Storm leading 54-20. And they're going to be taking on the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. And last we heard 47-20. I checked that 47-44 with about 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But Wichita Falls and Iowa Barnstormers, and the Barnstormers up in that contest by 3. What a game that is down there. 47-44 Wichita Falls, trailing the Iowa Barnstormers by 3. Checking the score down in Arizona. And the Rattlers leading 28-21 at halftime. Arizona leading over Salt Lake 28-21. Last night it was Colorado coming up with a win over Wichita, or over the Spokane Empire. And in that ball game was 45-36 Colorado. Now 15 seconds left to go on this. New quarterback is Williamson. He's going to just run with the football left side. He's got some room. He's down to the 10. And he's going to be somersaulting over a defender down to about the 6-yard line. And 7 seconds on the clock, and Wichita Falls calls the timeout. And that is Franklin Williamson. Wide receiver ordinarily, 6'3", 220 pounds out of St. Francis. But he's going to be the quarterback in for the injured Brian Carnes. So some interesting games around the league, Nate. Arizona 28-21 over Salt Lake. And Green Bay 38-25 over Green Bay. And then that's the Iowa Barnstormer game, 47-44, leading over Wichita Falls. That's the dandy.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm no kidding. So now Williamson at quarterback for Cedar Rapids. 7 seconds on the clock. Williamson, the left-hander, looking to throw. Flag on the field. He goes for the end zone, dives, has the ball stripped out of his hands, into the hands of a Storm defender. And I believe that is Elijah Fields. But we have a flag on the field. Elijah Fields did come up with the football. And there's holding on the offense. The penalty is declined, and the ball game is over. The Sioux Falls Storm win over the Cedar Rapids Titans 54-20. 54-20 as the Storm have won their 68th win in a row at home. That dates all the way back to May of 2010. We're going to pause for a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and we'll have the post-game wrap-up. A little bit later, we'll have the conversation with the head coach.